Will you give up everything to be with the person you truly love when you find them? In the end, Mark Harmon did it for Pam Dauber, and the two of them shared a home for over 30 years. Joy. Despite being a talented and accomplished actor, he played Leroy Gibbs in Mark Harmon of NCIS, made the decision to leave Hollywood in order to fully raise his tiny family. Speaking of which, their lovely love tale must pique your interest. Let's get started so you don't have to wait any longer. The family that Thomas Mark Harmon was born into, born on September 1951 in Burbank, California, surrounded by talent and tradition. The constellation of his family included notable figures from a variety of industries, paving the way for his own ascent to fame. His father, Tom Harmon, who was well known in both fields, was at the center of his family sports and broadcasting, renowned for his skill as a football player who won the Heisman Trophy and his latter work as a microphone artist. In the meantime, Elise Knox, Mark's mother, through her acting pursuits, she added her own flavor to the family's artistic tapestry. Artist and model. Surrounded by such distinguished individuals as a child, from a young age, Mark Harmon was infused with a deep respect for the arts and sports. His sisters, Kelly Harmon and Kristen Nelson, enhanced the family's artistic heritage even more. Kelly sought a career as both an actress and a painter, while Kristen made her mark as both a model and an actress. However, Mark's inherited love of football from his father would come to characterize an important period of his life. After his early years, which comprised Harmon started his academic career after graduating from Harvard Westlake School in 1970, finishing Pierce College's two-year associate's program. At this point in time, his athletic ability started to garner notice, and by the second season, he was receiving offers from several prestigious collegiate football teams, finally deciding to pursue his academic and athletic endeavors while attending UCLA, the University of California, Los Angeles. Mark Harmon, his initial efforts to establish his own reputation in college football during his time as a quarterback for the UCLA Bruins in 1972-1973, Mark Harmon experienced a string of noteworthy victories and life achievements. In a spectacular debut that would serve as the foundation for, with his quick ascent, Harmon guided his team, who were viewed as underdogs by 18 points, to an incredible 2017 triumph against the defending national champions, the tough Nebraska Cornhuskers. This thrilling effort not only gave the Bruins a historic victory, but also brought Harmon into the public eye, winning praise and recognition around the country. The National Football Foundation Award for All-Around Excellence was one such honor. Granted to Harmon in his last year, this esteemed accolade was confirmation of his outstanding abilities and steadfast commitment to the game, confirming his position as a rising collegiate football star. But Harmon's shine was not limited to the football pitch. Climbing. His success on the football pitch gave him the chance to interact with notable people from the entertainment industry, giving him his first taste of fame outside of his distinguished lineage. The National Football Foundation was the site of one such unforgettable experience, award show where Harmon was able to shake hands with none other than the renowned John Wayne. Harmon was unaware that the occasion required formal dress. Therefore, there was a mad rush to purchase an appropriate ensemble for the event, quickly obtaining a dove gray tuxedo and a rather unorthodox frilly undershirt. Harmon didn't realize the impression he would make when he arrived at the event. Will take on one of the most recognizable characters in Hollywood. Famous for his gruff appeal, John Wayne, and steadfast presence, was enthralled with Harmon's mannerisms, considering him to be a true rebel. Meaning of the term, Harmon was permanently changed by this endorsement from a major motion picture studio who treasured the words Wayne wrote in his presentation, calling forth the gifts of triumphs and limitless possibilities. In spite of the flurry of praise and admiration that surrounded him, Harmon continued to pursue academic achievement, earning a cum laude degree from UCLA in 1974, having a communications bachelor's degree. Later, his tenure at UCLA would be remembered forever, with 2010 saw him inducted into the Pierce College Athletic Hall of Fame, solidifying his reputation as not simply a strong athlete, but also a gentleman and scholar whose path from the football pitch to future generations are still inspired by the sacred corridors of academia. Mark Harmon's path into acting was not a straight line for him. At first, he had goals in other areas, before eventually deciding that Hollywood was his calling. Even though he eventually achieved popularity on cinema, regarding his other professional options, Harmon remained realistic, admitting that his abilities he might not have found work as a carpenter if he had gone along that path. After graduating, Harmon, who graduated from UCLA, was caught between the legal and advertising fields. After considering his options, he entered the corporate world and assumed the position of director of merchandising for a while. But the attraction of the entertainment sector beckoned, and Harmon quickly discovered that the dazzling lights of Hollywood were luring him in. Among his first, unexpectedly, Harmon made his acting debut when he was chosen to appear in a Kellogg's commercial. Goods. This was the start of his collaboration with the well-known cereal brand when he and his father, Tom Harmon, were appointed Kellogg's television spokespersons. This publicity gave Harmon a stage on which to display his skills in front of a larger audience, opening the door for his ultimate move into the entertainment industry. Family ties were the foundation of Harmon's acting career. Really took off once he was given the fortunate chance to appear on the television show Ozzy's Girls, courtesy to Ozzy and Harriet Nelson, his sister Kristen's in-laws. As to intervene, Harmon sees an opportunity to prove himself for another actor who did not show up, and from that point on, his career path in entertainment was established. With every following later, Harmon's fame kept growing as he made noteworthy cameos on well-known programs. An Emergency, similar to Adam 12. His abilities were acknowledged, and he was nominated for an Emmy for Best Supporting Actor in a Film or Miniseries for his performance as Robert Dunlap in Franklin and Eleanor during the White House era. Mark Harmon's ascent to Hollywood fame was interspersed with significant jobs, all of which helped him become a well-known personality in the entertainment sector. Even though Harmon faced obstacles along the way to success, his talent and tenacity eventually led him to acclaim. Harmon didn't land his first regular part until 1980. He played the role of Fielding Carlisle in the primetime soap series Flamingo Road. Harmon's performance attracted attention, even though the show was canceled after only 2 seasons, and prepared the ground for his later success. Harmon scored a big role in 1983 as Robert Caldwell in Saint Elsewhere, a well-regarded medical drama series. His depiction of the kind and committed doctor struck a chord with viewers, garnering him great recognition and acknowledgement. But Harmon's time on the program wasn't without its difficulties. In 1986, Harmon produced the challenging choice to leave Saint Elsewhere early because he felt uneasy about a contentious storyline in which his character gets HIV from unprotected sexual contact. In spite of the show's ongoing popularity, Harmon decided to resign from the position in order to uphold his morals. However, Harmon's career path was unaffected by his departure from Saint Elsewhere. Actually, it kept rising, and in 1986, he received a noteworthy honor when he was crowned People's Sexiest Man Alive, an honor he had never heard of before. During a conversation with the magazine regarding his work on Saint Elsewhere, where Harmon discovered the esteemed title given to him, he was met with a startling scene as he left the interview. Backboards for basketball embellished with his own visage from the magazine cover. This startling realization left Harmon feeling a little perplexed, rejecting the honor as frivolous in spite of its importance in establishing his reputation as a hot star in Hollywood. During the 1980s, Mark Harmon's acting flexibility demonstrated brilliantly as he took on a wide range of roles in theater, television, and movies. Productions confirming his status as a versatile artist with a knack for delivering captivating performances. Harmon's performance during this time was particularly noteworthy for his portrayal of Ted Bundy, the infamous serial killer, in the television film The Deliberate Stranger, along with prospective Kirstie Alley, a co-star on NCIS. His terrifying depiction of Bundy demonstrated his capacity to embody complicated and difficult personas, gaining him praise from critics and confirming his versatility as a performer. Harmon demonstrated his action skills in the movie in addition to playing Bundy, Let's Get Harry, exhibiting the tough intensity that would later define his on-screen identity. With his iconic performance in the 1987 movie, Harmon also made a name for himself in comedy during the 1980s. He enchanted audiences with his easygoing demeanor and flawless comedic timing throughout summer school. Harmon continued to expand his body of work by pursuing drama in films such as Stealing Home and The Presidio in 1988, demonstrating his versatility even further. His roles in these films demonstrated his versatility as a leading actor who can anchor both dramatic dramas and lighthearted comedies. Received the same amount of praise. In 1989, Harmon showed his romantic side as a lovely bachelor searching for love in the movie Worth Winning. His depiction struck a chord with viewers, solidifying his reputation as a movie heartthrob. Harmon found time to pursue his love of theater despite his success in movies, putting on stage shows mostly in Canada. His commitment to the art and he won over both critics and audiences by embracing a variety of artistic challenges. But in the end, Harmon's comeback to television in the late 1990s would propel him to new heights, levels of notoriety and renown. His portrayal of Simon Donovan, a Secret Service agent, on 4, he received another Emmy for episodes of The West Wing that received a lot of praise and attention, nomination for an award, and paving the way for his most famous role to date. The time spent by Mark Harmon as Leroy Jethro Gibbs, a special agent on NCIS, had a pivotal moment in his career that cemented his reputation as a television personality and gaining him significant praise and acclaim. But the path to playing this adored character started out little, with a guest star role in 2 installments of JAG, the military legal drama. The NCIS founder, Donald P. Belisario, acknowledged the natural potential of Mark Harmon and insisted on using him for the role of Leroy Jethro Gibbs. Belisario's instincts were correct, as Harmon's depiction of the mysterious and unflappable audience responded favorably to Gibbs, which helped him become a television celebrity from the beginning of the program in 2003 till his exit in the 4th episode of the 19th season in 2021. Harmon's interpretation of Gibbs enthralled audiences and cemented his reputation as a recognizable brand. He received 6 stars for his subtle portrayal and unflinching dedication to the character. Nominees for People's Choice Awards, highlighting the character's influence and appeal and the performer in the background. Harmon persevered despite the pressures of his NCIS employment, committed to his work, juggling a wide range of other endeavors with his on-screen responsibilities. Along with his skill as an actor, he also dabbled in production, establishing Wings Productions, his own business. He oversaw Wings Productions, which played a crucial part in the creation of the NCIS spin-off, NCIS New Orleans, which further expanded the influence and reach of the franchise. Outside of the NCIS world, Harmon's artistic pursuits kept growing. He produced a television show that was based on John Sanford's best-selling pre-novels, demonstrating his exceptional storytelling talent. Furthermore, in order to demonstrate his skills behind the camera, Harmon directed episodes of a purported series such as Boston Public and Chicago Hope. Fans were disappointed by Harmon's choice to leave NCIS during its 19th season, and business people alike were taken aback, yet optimistic about a possible comeback in the future. His heritage was solidified on October 1st, when his star was unveiled on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. 2012, this esteemed award was a worthy recognition to Harmon's unmatched achievements to the entertainment industry, both on stage and in movies, and highlighted his long-term effects on the entire industry. Pam Dauber and Mark Harmon were married on March 21, 1987 signaled the start of a devoted collaboration that would last the trials of fame and time. And successful actress in her own right, Pam Dauber had gained recognition for her parts in popular sitcoms like My Sister Sam and Mark and Mindy. A mutual friend, rumored to be Gina Hecht, brought them together. Harmon had won the coveted title of Sexiest Man Alive not long after. As Harmon's Dauber may have been drawn to her unquestionable charm and beauty at first, she eventually fell in love with him because of his inner traits. Dauber mentioned Harmon's sentimental depth, characterizing him with qualities like power, intelligence, and independence, warmth, sensitivity, sensuality, and a sharp sense of humor, qualities that struck a profound chord with her personal ideals and goals. Their bond was strong and instantaneous, with Harmon and Dauber both seeing a lifelong companion and a kindred soul in one another. Driven by a shared sense of purpose and ideals, they quickly established their bond, later that year exchanging vows. They were starting this new phase of their lives. Dauber's choice to move in with Harmon after selling her house in the Hollywood Hills represent their dedication to creating a life based on love, respect for one another, and common goals. The 1987 wedding of Mark Harmon and Pam Dauber mirrored their common predilection for closeness and seclusion over the sparkle and glamour that are frequently connected to celebrities' marriage. In contrast to lavish events like the wedding of Bruce Springsteen and Julianne Phillips, while fans screamed outside and helicopters circled overhead, Harmon and Dauber chose to a much calmer and more muted ceremony. Their choice to have a small event enclosed spoke to their wish to put their relationship first and stay away from the demands of public examination. Harmon had stated in the past that he wasn't looking for a relationship. Instead, he waited for one that would endure until he met Dauber. Their nuptials marked the start of a journey based on respect for one another, comprehension, and a shared dedication to one another's well-being. Harmon and Dauber's marriage has lasted over the years, commemorating 35 years of marriage, free of serious problems or rumors of extramarital affairs. The strength of their relationship and their unwavering commitment are demonstrated by their unwavering bond, commitment to one another. The pair now lives in a house tucked away in Los Angeles's Mandeville Canyon. Located far from the bustle of central Los Angeles, this quiet haven gives people a feeling of solitude and seclusion, enabling people to treasure peaceful and quiet periods away from the spotlight's glare. The family life of Pam Dauber and Mark Harmon is evidence of their dedication to raising their kids in a caring and stable atmosphere away from the demands of the spotlight in Hollywood. Ty and Sean, the couple's two kids, were born in 1992 and 1998, respectively, whom they have brought up with a mixture of love, care, and reverence for their personal goals. Even though their parents are well known in the entertainment business, Sean and Ty were never exposed to the bright lights of Hollywood. Rather, they were given the opportunity to pursue their own passions and interests at their own speed. But both following in their parents' footsteps, sons grew to like the entertainment industry in their own special ways. The younger of the two, Sean, discovered that acting was his calling, establishing himself as a young version of his father by making cameos in 7 NCIS flashback episodes, the persona of Agent Gibbs. Because of his skill and adaptability, he also appeared as a guest star in an episode of the CIS Los Angeles offshoot series, demonstrating his versatility as a performer and garnering praise independently. Ty, meantime, worked as a screenwriter behind the scenes, making a name for himself in his own route in the cutthroat world of Hollywood narrative. His artistic pursuits have enabled him to pursue his love of telling gripping stories and delivering on-screen characters to life. Pam Dauber deliberately chose to put her position as a mother, putting her work on hold so she can focus entirely on her kids. As she has accomplished success as an actor, especially in her well-known parts in sitcoms like Morgan Dauber, Mindy, and My Sister Sam, discovered contentment in living in the now. That was her family's top priority. Whether it was selecting her sons, preparing donuts for bake sales, them from school, or just being present to see their successes, Dauber treasured the chance to connect with her kids and see their development up close. In spite of the sacrifices she created for her family, and Dauber has no qualms with prioritizing her motherhood, Mark Harmon saw a significant shift in his outlook on family life. At a critical juncture when his kids were still little, the driving force for this change happened in New Guinea, a secluded area distant from his family, while he was filming Till There Was You. Around this time, he learned the devastating truth that he had missed his son's first steps, a significant event he had hoped to see himself. This insight was a wake-up call, some in Harmon, which caused him to reconsider his goals and decide to prioritize his responsibilities as a father over his professional obligations. The dialogue between Harmon and his spouse, Pam, the course of their family's history, changed after this crucial event. He said his extreme uneasiness at the thought of missing significant turning points in his kid's life, realizing that no amount of financial gain or career achievement could make up for the priceless time he had with his loved ones. With a resolve to reform, Harmon made a deliberate decision to narrow down the tasks he pursued, giving priority to those that would enable him to stay near home and take an active role in raising his kids. In his own words, Harmon expressed a sincerely held conviction that parents everywhere could relate to. No work is worth missing the most significant events in life. This mindset served as the foundation for his future professional choices as he looked for chances that would provide him the freedom to continue his acting career while being there for his family. Mark Harmon and Pam Daubers, a marriage that endures for more than 30 years, is a unique example of love and dedication in the frequently tumultuous Hollywood world. Realizing that their longevity together is the exception rather than the rule than usual, they have kindly offered wisdom and counsel derived from their personal experiences. Alongside other couples in the spotlight trying to handle the challenges of marriage, one of the lessons they teach is the importance of marrying later in life, a decision they think can result in a more robust and wholesome relationship. By letting time go by and taking in life's ups and downs, people can acquire priceless maturity and insight that allows them to approach marriage with a better knowledge of both their spouse and themselves. Adopting the principle that opposites Pam and Mark accept the distinctions in their personalities and viewpoints instead of letting these differences force a wedge between them, they have developed a cordial relationship based on acceptance and respect for one another. Their readiness to accept one another's individuality, characteristics, and viewpoints have helped their marriage feel balanced and harmonious. At the heart of their success as a pair stems from their steadfast dedication to making concessions and compromises for their family's benefit. Whether it's changing one's work to make time for one another a priority or offering support, Mark and Pam have shown a readiness to put each other's particular goals first, putting the needs of others before their own, fostering a relationship founded on altruism and support for one another. Notwithstanding their separate achievements in the entertainment sector, Pam and Mark have consistently living as a single unit, unwavering in their commitment to one another's happiness and health. Their unshakable dedication to teamwork and shared principles have been the cornerstone of This has served as the foundation for their long-lasting marriage. Although their careers have occasionally overlapped, like when Pam and Mark co-starred in the play Love Letters, they usually incline towards various initiatives. But their capacity to value and encourage one another's, even when they vary, creative pursuits reveal a great deal about their connection and regard for one another. The profound ties and coincidence between Pam Dauber and Mark Harmon appears in moments and transcends both their personal and professional spheres. Of incredible bravery and deep love that have made a lasting impression on everyone in their vicinity. Their synchronization was life-saving, and one of the most famous cases happened when two adolescents were bravely saved by Mark from a burning automobile on their street. During a crisis, Pam was the one who naturally went to the scene and asked Mark to step in, ultimately contributing significantly to the successful rescue. Mark himself highlights that without Pam's prompt and decisive efforts, the act would not have been possible, highlighting the strength of their alliance and their mutual need. Even though they are a well-known Pam and Mark, a couple have deliberately decided to keep a low profile and avoid the gimmicks of celebrity culture and social media. This thoughtful choice gives them more than just seclusion and peace of mind, but it also shields them from the tremendous public scrutiny. They have established a haven of intimacy and tranquility by eschewing social media and crowds, where they can flourish without the attention. One characteristic that distinguishes Mark is his distinctive ring, a unique eagle head-shaped piece of jewelry. This emblematic ornament acts as a continual reminder of his steadfast devotion to his spouse and his deep pride in Pam, his wife. Whether he's on set or not, Mark proudly wears the ring, her off, living according to the principles of love, devotion, and cooperation that characterized his relationship with Pam. According to reports, Pam and Mark renewed their vows in a poignant ceremony to honor their eternal love. Their backyard served as the quaint venue for their 30th wedding anniversary ceremony. As they exchanged vows in front of their closest friends and family, tears were shed uncontrollably, reiterating their dedication to one another. For Pam, looking into Mark's eyes at this significant event solidified her understanding that he is a man of exceptional integrity and moral character, someone who possesses the classic traits that arouse the emotion. They don't create them in the manner that no longer exists. What are your thoughts on Mark Harmon and Pam Dauber's romance? Please share your thoughts in the space provided below. We hope this video has been useful to you. If you enjoy it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like, and share it. I appreciate you viewing, and I hope to see you in the upcoming videos. Farewell.